Oh, yeah. What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Madison doesn't like how loud I'm being in the new apartment, but what's... How's it hanging, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Killjoy Jake, Resurrection. We're back, baby. We're making it happen. We're rocking and rolling, streaming at the new place. Might hear a little bit of an echo, which is something I've figured out. But we're fixing that very soon, no worries. So if you're hearing a little bit of a papa, echo, 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 Madison's just giving, I know Madison's just giving me the dirtiest look right now in the other room. How you man. Well, while we wait for everybody to come in, oh my God, 22 people are already hanging out with us. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you all a ton. We are figuring things out on a brand new set. If you're wondering what the hell, where is Jake streaming from? What is this mysterious new location? Well, we just my fiance and I, we just moved into a brand new apartment. We're figuring things out here on a whole new set, whole new place, whole new town. I'm a stranger in a distant land, so we're getting things going back up again. I just realized I never hit publish on a video that I was going to publish today. Fun fact. So everything's a little rusty right now, but just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys a ton. And we're slowly getting things back in order this week, and hopefully be back on a normal schedule once again sometime soon. But that doesn't mean we can't talk horror, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new space. It's time for some new thoughts and theories and ideas, some crazy things to put out there. I saw someone say in the chat before stream that they saw Final Destination Bloodlines for the first time, and that has me so excited. Like, I'm so excited to talk to you fellas. So let's get into it. Let's try this out. Let's see what's up. Picky Piggy, yeah, you're back. I'm so glad you're here, Picky Piggy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a ton. Shot by Shot is saying he has risen. He has risen, baby girl. God. Madison got the reference. She was happy with that. Greg B is saying nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely nice. Very, very, very nice. Faith Dorn is saying yes. What's up, Faith? How's it going? Welcome in. RJ Skaranki is saying nice to have you back, Jake. Welcome back, Jake. How are you? Says official Mig on Tiv 01. You know what? I'm fantastic, truly, because we're gonna file for monetization over on GullGotha, the gaming channel, very soon here. Thanks to a lot of you fellas for stopping over to that page and subscribing. We got 30 subscribers during that stream. 30. That's easily some sort of record over on the gaming page. So I seriously I'm tearing open my heart thanking you guys, because that's so cool. I can't thank you all enough for that. Seriously, that means the world. So we're going to try to file for monetization tomorrow, because YouTube is like an entire week behind, basically. That's how the monetization process is totally different than how it was in 2021 when I filed for this page. So it's a whole new ball game pretty much. But we're slowly figuring it out. The whole week behind thing is weird, but I think we're going to be able to file very soon here. But I seriously can't thank you guys enough for that. It's a pleasure. It's an honor, and I can't wait to be making some more gaming content, hopefully sometime this week. And also something else I want to announce just real quick, and then horror talk, I promise, for the rest of this. We're revamping the entire Patreon and channel members system sometime this week. I had not to be so full of myself, but I had a genius idea. I had a genius idea this week while we were moving. And I'm excited to start implementing that. So channel members, Patreon supporters, you guys are going to get a lot more crazy shit in the coming weeks. Tom is saying, welcome back, Jake. Hope the move is going well. Thank you, Tom, for being a channel member. Same to you, Shot by Shot. I forgot earlier. Yeah, the move's going well. We're actually almost entirely unpacked. Patreon and channel members will also be getting a apartment tour video, which is going to be fun. I'm going to film that sometime this week, hopefully. But it's coming. You guys will be able to see all the crazy shit we're getting ourselves up to. So it's exciting. Reaper Kid is hanging out with us. Number 3, by the way, in the leaderboards here. What's up, Jake? I heard Sydney has multiple attacks. One is so brutal. Might be her worst one yet. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Scream 7, by the way, folks. We're hearing that from in my opinion, a credible third-party source, someone who I trust. Can't really say why, but I trust this person. that Sydney is not going to be passing the torch this time around. This is going to be a focal movie on the character of Sidney Prescott. It's not going to do what Scream 5 did all over again, which I want to believe that. I want to know that that's true. That's like probably one of the biggest things to me about about Scream 7. As long as they don't do that and they don't just copy and paste what 2 movies in this franchise have already done, that tells me this is going to be something fresh, or at least attempt to be, which like at least they're trying. At least by concept alone, we can say that they are trying to do something new, which is exciting to me. But I don't know. We'll see what's up. I hope it's brutal as hell, and I seriously cannot wait to see what it's all about, what we're getting ourselves into here. RW is throwing a super chat out there. Is that Canada? I was gonna say California. I'm like, because they're an entirely different country. No, from RW from Canada, throwing 279 out there. Thank you so much, RW. I appreciate the support. You're number 1 in the leaderboards. Congratulations, my friend, taking home the gold. Let's go. And you're also asking, you think they should have planned to release Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in October instead of December? December is an oddly cool release for that movie, I feel. Is that weird? Am I a weirdo who kind of likes the idea that that's releasing in December? I don't mind it because I feel like it's a take the kids to go to see the movie, essentially. So like that's a perfect time, I feel, to do that. You have a lot of people who are off on, winter break during this time period, if it's college kids, if it's younger kids too. So to me, that makes sense. Isn't it like right when break begins too? Isn't that like December 14th, 13th, something along those lines? I don't know. Not 100%. I haven't been in college. I haven't been in school in so long. I don't even remember, but that feels right in my brain. But RW, I'm actually excited for this film. It's a reteaming of Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. And as a Scream fan, that has me very excited. So what's in the closet, Marley Kai? You don't need to know about that yet, okay? Stop asking about all the skeletons in my damn closet. Right, Madison? No, I'm not going to open it. No one needs to see what's in there. Stop asking about it. No, I'm kidding. Ready Horror Movies throwing $2 out there. Dude, thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate you a ton. Thank you. You're also saying, I'm glad you're glad to be here. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. I love your Ghostface profile picture. It rocks. It bangs very hard. Kyle Brandon is asking if I got a new apartment. I sure did. I sure did, and it's awesome, and we're very thankful for it. The move went great. By the way, it was a little tough. My back is still killing me, if I'm being totally real, but we're vibing here, dude. We gotta, there's so much like horror movie stuff. Like I can't believe Madison actually allowed me to put some of that shit out there. So it's thankfully not just contained to this room, but like 90% of it is Better Homes and Gardens. So thank you, Madison. Thank you for decorating this place and making it look like a home and not just like the slob. I would have just thrown shit everywhere, and it would have been disgusting. Alex is asking a really good question, though. Any horror movie update videos coming out today? I'm going to post a marathon video as soon as this thing is done. It's a marathon of some Scream 7 updates that we've gotten since the film wrapped this past March. But I will have some new videos out very soon here. Starting tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Shelby Oaks, a movie that is coming from Chris Stuckman, basically the original YouTube horror movie or just movie guy in general. I've had the pleasure of speaking with the guy a couple of times lately, and I'm really excited for his directorial debut. It's a big deal for all of us, I think, in this community, this new movie. Because it's showing the pipe. Like, anytime I have talked with people who are doing this, who are streaming, who are making videos talking about horror movies, the end goal really is to ultimately make a movie one day. I mean, that's why I've been making short films and fan films. I would love to make an actual feature film of my own one day. That would be awesome. That would be like, that's kind of the end game with all of this, right? I love doing this too, and I'll probably never stop doing this. But I would love to make my own feature film too. So it's awesome that Chris is finally at that point in his career, and I cannot wait to see this movie. Like, I'm so excited, and I will not share any secrets I know about it. Because I can't. I've sworn myself to secrecy. But if you're a fan of the horror community online, go see it. Go see it for that alone. Oh my God, there's so many exciting things happening with this movie. But if you saw the trailer today, it looks spooky as hell, and I'm quite excited for it. I'm excited for it quite a bit, let me tell you. Ready Horror Movies is also throwing a $5 super chat out there too. Thank you so much, my friend. You are killing it. Really do appreciate you a ton. If we make it to 20 super chats in the 2 hours that we're streaming today, I will dance and embarrass myself at the end of this stream. I might even put on that pumpkin mask back there and do a spooky, scary skeletons bit. I don't know, but we'll see. we'll see what happens. But I am going to totally embarrass myself. That I can promise you if we hit that thing. Samantha Robinson, I swear to God, I think you're in my apartment and you're stalking me right now. She's saying, I got new chili cheese. Did you hear that there's new chili cheese fries Pringles? I'm not kidding. I just had this bag of sweet, spicy chili Doritos. I think Samantha's stalking us. Madison. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Messing with you. That's just so bizarre. I did not know that this was a new flavor of Pringles. That's exciting. Where's my garbage can? It's back behind the little fella there, but he's hiding it. So don't tell the viewers about that.
So far away from where you.
Oh, wait, hang on. This is why it's there. I just remembered. I did this on purpose. Wait, I did this. Hang on. Here we go. Baskets, baby. Well, I've already embarrassed myself, so let's just nix the super chat goal. No, I'm kidding. You know what? If we hit the 20 super chat goals, I will try to shoot that basket again. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to this. Marley Kai is saying, oh my God, Jake, you're alive. Thank God, right? Here we are. We're rocking and rolling. We're streaming again, baby. JPR is saying, hopefully this won't be the Halloween Resurrection version of Killjoy Jake. It might be. Listen, if you thought it was bad before, it's only going to get worse. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's going to get weirder. This is definitely a new page turning, new chapter in the Killjoy Jake saga, and it's going to be it might get a little weird. We might go to space this time around. I don't know, but we're going to find out. Abyss is saying rebeat Silent Hill 2 remake and it was still amazing as always. I gotta play that on the gaming channel sometime. That one's fun. I'm especially really excited for I haven't played the remake, to clarify. I have played the original Silent Hill 2, but have not played the remake yet. I'm especially really excited for Silent Hill F on September 25th. I will definitely be playing that. Oh, that comes out a day after my birthday. Let's go. And the recent gameplay showings have got me so hyped to play. Oh, I'm definitely getting into a new Silent Hill game. I remember reading about that recently. I'm hyped. I'm hyped as fuck for that. So definitely cannot wait for some more Silent Hill. I'm a sucker for Silent Hill. Hey everybody. Okay, sorry, just checking my new video. I have to say though, I thought there was no way I was gonna get this video out today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna sound so dumb. But like, if you're a content creator, if you're trying to become a content creator, I could not stress this enough. Get good internet. I didn't realize how crap my internet was before, but I just uploaded an hour-long video, like a marathon video, in 10 minutes. That would have taken me like 2 hours in the past, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like nobody cares except fellow content creators. I understand that, but dude, that's insane. Like I'm gonna be celebrating that for like maybe a month. Anyone who comes around and is just hanging out with us, I'm gonna start talking about that. We're just tweeting something out real quick. And then we're back to the stream, baby. All right, rock and roll, rock and roll. Well, there is an update marathon out there. If you guys want to check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's hang out on the stream for a little while longer, shall we? David Primero throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Hey, welcome back. Will this be continuous now? Yes, David, we are back to our original schedule, basically. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday streams. I may be doing more streams moving forward, but just this week, we're going to commit to that schedule for now. So we're doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Killjoy Jake streams. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be gaming streams. So I know we used to do Saturday streams, but I'm kind of just delegating those two in the week now. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, you will see streams on the other page, and then Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here. But David, thank you for asking. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you for the $2. Means a lot. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna keep talking horror now. Thank you, David, for the support, man. Appreciate it. Who else is with us? Gory Tiger is here. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? Eli Cortez is hanging out. What's up, my friend? Martin Shaw throwing a whole smackaroo out there. Thank you so much. I always love me a good smackaroo. Makunda is hanging out. Very happy that you came. I'm alive today. Hell yeah. You're damn right. Workout Fitness is saying, Jake, who do you think will survive in Scream 7? I'm really speculating that they're going to kill a legacy character this time around. Every time I hear people talk about Scream 6, one of the very biggest things was, man, I just wish they killed more characters. Brutal Ghostface, I appreciated that, but I just wish there was ultimately more deaths in the back half. My conspiracy theory is that Gale was going to die in the film, but it didn't happen simply because they couldn't get Sidney Prescott to come back. Had Nev shown up in the third act or something, guns blazing through the Ghostface shrine, it would have made sense after Gale died, right? But it wouldn't make sense for Sidney to come back it wouldn't make sense for Gale to die and Sidney to not be in the film, especially with what happened in Scream 5. Dewey died, that got Sidney to Woodsboro. If Gale died and then Sidney didn't show up, wouldn't that kind of be a major plot line? I feel like that would have been a major plot hole. Major, just like what the hell's happening here? So my conspiracy theory is that Gale is probably going to die in this new one, which would suck, but they're never going to kill Sidney. You know what I mean? Are they going to kill a legacy character? I think yes, because 7 needs to prove itself. You know what I mean? 7, there's a lot that's going on with 7 behind the scenes that, we've talked about meticulously on this page, things that people don't love necessarily about some of the, some drama behind the scenes. So I think this movie's got to prove, hey, this is fucking banging. This was worth all the drama and the roller coaster of updates that you guys got throughout the last couple of years. So I imagine they're going to deliver a film that is going to be filled with shocks and surprises and hopefully try to recapture some of that magic of the original film. And how do they do that? They do things that we don't expect. I don't think we're ever going to expect the death of a big character like that. And to do it with the original writer directing this time around, I feel like that's the best way to ultimately kill off a character. Is with somebody who knows this franchise front to back at the helm, right? So I feel like if there's any character who I'm pretty damn sure is gonna die, who's like a big name, a big part of this franchise, I could totally see it being Gale. I feel like a lot of the other new characters are probably going to die too, but I feel like that's a given. That wouldn't have been, if I would have just said like, oh, I think Asa German's character is going to die. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, of course he is. But I wanted to talk about something a little more interesting there. We got a few super chats rolling in. Thank you guys so much. Martin Shaw saying, if you could have written Scream 7, what would be the motive? Who would you cast? That's a really good question, dude. I've always said probably since I started streaming on this page, if I'm being real, I think the best motive in the Scream franchise is Mickey's, like without a doubt. It is the most Scream franchise like motive. I feel like it's the absolute best motive a Ghostface could possibly have. It fits so well, maybe even better than Billy and Stu's. But I think the only problem is I just don't feel like they really did everything they possibly could to make Mickey this great character. The setup isn't as tight as it is with Billy and Stu. And I also feel like having just Nancy Loomis be there with a totally different motive in mind kind of just ruins anything that was happening with Mickey's character. So for me personally, I would love to revisit that a little bit and maybe do it with some modern ideas kind of tucked into it, right? Because it's so, like Mrs. Loomis even says it's so 90s, right? It's such a 90s motive. Can we do that motive again? The idea of like wanting to, be a part of the Ghostface killing spree, essentially. There's characters who literally just want to do that. They don't even care that, they don't even really care about Sidney Prescott or anything along those lines, but so many Ghostfaces before have wanted to do that, have wanted to take out Sidney, have wanted to take out these characters who so many Ghostfaces have gone up against before in the past. Now, could they be the one to actually do it? They would be the most famous Ghostfaces of all time. That would be a perfect Ghostface to take out someone like Gale, I feel, because it would be like, it would almost kind of feel like they won a little bit, which is fucked up, and you would want them to die more. And then Sidney like just takes them out, and it's like just really triumphant and victorious. That would be an awesome Scream movie, in my opinion. So I would love something like a new Mickey, like a modern version of Mickey as your lead Ghostface, whoever that would be. That's what I would want from a Sidney focused Scream 7, essentially. If I could make that happen, who would I? You're talking about cast. Who would I cast in that role? That's what I'm going to focus on here, because I love the cast of Scream 7. I think it's actually pretty awesome. It's a lot of characters, right? It almost feels a little suffocating. But the cast is great. I have no complaints, really. All great actors and actresses. Just like it feels like a lot. Feels like it might be a little too much for what is supposed to be maybe a smaller murder mystery. But who's like a cast member that I would love to see in a Scream movie? I want to say like an Outer Banks cast member, but man, like Madeline Klein ruined that new I Know What You Did Last Summer for me, so, which so that seems to be a point of contention with my review. But I'm going to say Rudy Ponco from Outer Banks. I would love to see him be a Ghostface killer in this franchise. I feel like he would be like perfect. I feel like he would be perfect for that role that I was just describing in particular, Martin. So I would love to see him in one of these movies sometime down the line. We know that Scream 8, they're already working on it. So I imagine something's happening with that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Rudy still has a chance to be in one of these films come sometime in the future. But Martin, again, thank you for the support. It means a lot. Chunky is saying, Gina. My Chunky Jordy, thanks for hanging out with us, Gina. I appreciate you. Throwing $2 out there saying, is there a Lethal Collective tonight? That is a great question because I have been texting the dudes all day and I have had no response. I still have had no response. So you should, Gina, you should message him and say, hey, Killjoy Jake texted you. Respond to him. Respond to him already. Jake wants to do the Lethal Collective tonight. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm going to be so honest. I wish I could tell you. Yeah, no idea. Absolutely no idea what's going on with all that. If there is a Lethal Collective tonight, I will say it's probably going to be on Fate's page, Fate Decided's channel. But I don't know. He has not responded to any of my texts. I think he's busy. He might be busy doing stuff today. So Raptor Crashers is once again making fun of my hairline. Appreciate that, bro. Means a lot. It's whack as fuck today, let's be honest. Your favorite liar is hanging out with us. I almost missed that chat. Did you see the video of Tatum running from Ghostface? Everyone's talking about this now. Yeah? Yeah? Thumbs up? Vegetables are good. Okay, we're making dinner right now. She's making dinner. I'm not making dinner. The fuck you mean we is what she just said. Did I see the video of Tatum running away from Ghostface? It seems like we were finally getting more chase scenes. Your favorite liar, it bums me out a little bit that people are only now talking about this. I reported on this months and months and months ago. And now, no disrespect. I Scream News on Twitter and Instagram. They're awesome. And I'm glad they're getting a lot of attention. But that did originate from Craven Something Scary's page and myself originally. So that's all I'm saying. That's awesome, though. Very happy for Scream News. I told them they could post it as long as they gave credit to Craven. But it kind of bums me out a little bit that so many people are just now discovering that when we talked about it like months and months ago. Yeah, but yes, I do love I love the fact that we're finally getting chases from Mr. Ghostface again. So hopefully that'll be a focal point of this new movie, just really trying to recapture what the original film did so well. David Primero, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. Saying, what internet provider do you have before? Did I have before? Spill the tea. Maybe some idea to watch a horror movie while doing live stream and review it, like Funhouse. David, I swear to God, I'm getting to it. This move has been insane. We are just, like, literally today, we're at a point where we're finally like, oh my God, we're almost done. I think tomorrow morning we're going to be 100% done, if I'm being real. Like, we really just have to put some clothes away and like a few more boxes, but like, right? Like we're almost done. Madison said, yeah, precariously. The previous internet provider, they were more so like like cable and internet kind of thing. That's all I'm going to say. This is like just straightforward fiber internet. And it's unbelievably better. Like it's night and day difference, dude. This is so nice. I'm very thankful. I didn't realize it could get this good. I mean, it is not 10 times better, like 100 times better. No hyperbole, not joking at all, which is crazy. But I will absolutely be talking about some Funhouse on one of these streams soon. I promise. I'm so serious. It's just moving has been chaos, dude. You know what? Here's a funny story. We've been trying to watch Insidious for every night since we moved in. We finally made it like an hour. So the first night we made it 13 minutes in and passed out. Second night was like maybe like 20 minutes, right? 30 more minutes into the movie, we passed out. Last night, I want to say we got like an hour, like maybe more of an hour into it, and we're almost done with the movie. But we got to the point where Josh, he hasn't made it to the lair yet, right? It's right before he gets into the... He's fighting the long-haired demon at the door. That's what it is. That we fell asleep right at that point. And I think tonight, maybe, We may we may finish the movie, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure yet. But we haven't even had time to like basically break in the new place. You know, we haven't had time to watch a horror movie here. What the hell? Which is crazy. So we're getting on it though, my friend. We'll be finishing that, and then we'll be moving into some Funhouse. We did watch the scene from Stranger Things season 4 today though, with our new TV. That was the scene we both agreed on that we wanted to play at the apartment first, where Eddie's playing Metallica and the bats are coming towards him. That was pretty sick. But David, thank you so much for the 5. I promise Funhouse talk will happen here. David's throwing another 5 out there saying, I heard Jamie Lee Curtis is going to cameo in Scream 7. Will Michael Myers follow suit? Michael will kill Ghostface and Laurie accidentally stabs Sydney. Well, Michael Myers was kind of in the last Scream movie, kind of, right? We saw him in during the subway sequence during Halloween, right? It's something, dude. If Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie, that would be awesome. That'd be a great cameo for this franchise. That would be sweet because, you know, there would be no Scream without Halloween. That original movie uses it as a major motif throughout, and I think that would be awesome. That would be kind of sick to see Jamie Lee involved with this franchise too. She's the godmother of Final Girls, right? I mean, she's kind of the first one to do it, and everyone who's kind of like the first one to really do it. You know what I mean? In a bona fide, what we know as slashers today. You know, you could go back to Psycho and say Janet Leigh or something, but to me, I feel like it's like Laurie Strode is the first, like what we define as Final Girls. That's Laurie Strode. That's like our number one kind of. Jess Bradford, there's an argument for. Sally Hardesty, there's an argument for. To me, it's like Laurie Strode is the first, like all the different like idiosyncrasies of what we know about a final girl. It starts with Laurie Strode for me personally. But yeah, dude, that would be really cool to see her in a Scream movie. That'd be a lot of fun. Honestly, I kind of almost look at Halloween H2O as a Scream movie. So like, I don't think it would be like super out of place, right? Like, I feel like she's kind of done this before in this style. So I'm here for it, man. Might be fun. Might be a fun watch. Erica's thrown 2 out there. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being patient with us as we move. And I messaged you to this today, but I just wanted to say again, I'm so sorry about the radio silence. We have been unbelievably busy. It has been chaos. But you're saying I plan to harass Fate until he answers me. Do it, please do. Maybe he'll text us during the stream, and it'll be really funny. You know what? I'm gonna harass him just for you. I'm gonna say my chat's coming. Oh my God! They texted me. Wait, that's so funny. I have like I'm so sorry. I have like 7 text messages from them, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." Thank you guys. You guys made this happen. You guys are making the Lethal Collective happen tonight. I think we're going to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm pretty sure that everyone has seen it now, which I know that was a request on the last stream was, hey, talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer already. Everyone was poking the stick at us. We're going to get to that. Everyone has seen it now, I think, so we're going to get into some spoiler talk with that over on Fate Decided's channel, hopefully at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight, which is 3 hours and 30 minutes away. But Erica, again, thank you so much. Appreciate that. My Chunky Jordy is saying I'm not on Instagram or anything. Sorry, that's all good. No worries. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We harassed them enough. But Gina, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. You and Erica, y'all are the best. Appreciate it. Thank you. RW is saying Funhouse was my first horror movie. Dude, that is so funny. That's hilarious. I still haven't seen this movie. And I was telling Dave that it came up in my research for one of the I Know What You Did Last Summer videos I put out a few weeks ago, which is fun. So I was excited to definitely talk about that, and hopefully we'll be watching it here very soon. It's just been chaos moving. The Variety Reel is saying, finally, I caught you live again. Life's been super busy on the homestead, man. I hear you. I hear you, man. No worries. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us live. How are you? What's the thing you're the most excited about in the horror universe that we live in? Let us know. Sammy Verse is saying Fate has finally answered. Thank you. Again, appreciate the chat so much for harassing the other Lethal Collective members. Means a lot. Sammy's also saying, how is the move? Deciding where everything should go is my least favorite part because I'm a perfectionist. That seems to be Madison. Like Madison's whole thing was really kind of trying to figure all that out. And I'm like, let's just put it there. It's fine there. It looks great. She was a little more just we gotta make sure this is all in the right spot and all that. I just was like, just throw it in the corner, it'll be fine. But I'm glad I have her because everything would have just been thrown in the corner otherwise. I mean, literally look at what I did in I literally did that with my set. I'm like, let's just have everything in the corner. That looks so great. That's fine to me. To me, I was thinking my big noggin's gonna be right here. Cool stuff over here. Minimalist closet setup here. Sure, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine for now. I want to get some lights, some cool lights, cool light setup here in the coming weeks. And I also have some sick new posters that are going to go behind my big noggin on that back wall there. So the set's not done. If this looks disappointing to you, it is. And we'll get more things coming shortly. What else is going on? Yeah, Erica is going to post some links to tonight's Lethal Collective stream as well, as long as Fate has that set up. That's going to kind of in his hands now. And hopefully you guys will be able to stop on over there tonight. It's going to be very fun. We're going to be talking about our thoughts on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a film that a very vocal minority seems to love, and unfortunately, not too many others. But we'll definitely be talking about it, the good, the bad, the ugly, all things revolving around I Know What You Did Last Summer. Variety is the most excited for Scream 7, Terrifier 4, those two especially. I'm really hyped for both of those, man. Terrifier 4, I need an update on. We just had Damian Leone today repost something from Rhea Ripley, who's been just clamoring to be in a new Terrifier film, which is so exciting. I would love to see her fight Art the Clown. That would be so much fun. So hopefully she has some sort of cameo in this next one. That's unfortunately the biggest update we've had on Terrifier. I wish there was more to talk about. I want to make all these videos about it, but I really have all my theories out there regarding Terrifier. But I think sometime soon I'm gonna post a theory video on what I think Rhea Ripley could do for the franchise. So it'll be fun. Something stinks? Something doesn't stink. You're doing this to me. Did you just fart? What's going on? What's happening here? Oh, the pot roast smells really good and you really want to eat it? You can have, guys, should she have the pot roast before it's done? This is the question. You just put the vegetables. You got to wait, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Madison's hungry. We made a delicious pot roast today. My mom's recipe. And by my mom's recipe, I literally mean store-bought seasoning and au jus. But oh my God, it's going to be so good. It's delicious. We're big fans of pot roast in this house. In case you wanted to know, in case anyone out there was interested. Picky Piggy is saying that spooky season has begun, everyone. I've decided it is time. I'm with you, dude. I think it is spooky season now. I can't remember which stream this was, but someone said this once, and it's just stuck with me, that the moment you see a Spirit Halloween open, that means spooky season has officially begun. And that is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I imagine there's got to be some by now, right? There's got let us know in the chat. Have you guys has anyone spotted a Spirit Halloween yet out in the wild? Because we need to know this. Listen, this is a very important thing around here. Okay, that means it's busy season. It's hunting season and all that, right? So let us know. Let us know in the chat. Michael Parton is saying, awesome new room, Jake. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love this new room. A former smoker definitely lived in this in this apartment, though. So we're still working on getting a little bit of the smell out. But it's all good. Don't worry about that. It smells like roses and deliciousness here because we have a fuck ton of candles. So we're making it happen. But Michael, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you so much. Gory Tiger saying there's a dead body somewhere. Maybe. We haven't opened all the closets yet. So I don't know, man. I haven't opened that closet yet. I'm kidding. Don't ask what's in the closet. It's fine. Raptor Crashers is saying, I really hope that Terrifier 4 is the last one. I don't want them to keep bringing the characters back. I don't want them to keep making Terrifier movies to the point where they suck. You know, like I would hate for me at least, I think each movie there's an argument to say that each movie gets better than the last. And I would hate for them to get to a point where that's not the case anymore. I think that's like one of the biggest that's one of the biggest elements of why I love Terrifier so much, is because it just keeps it's like, how does this keep getting better? How do they keep doing this better every single time? So I would hate for them to get to a point where that's just not the case anymore. That would be kind of disappointing, right? Samantha's saying that they either need to kill Sydney off or write her character off. Seriously, it's getting stale having so many people trying to kill her. Scream 7 needs to make fun of that, dude. It would be so funny to say like all these people are coming after Sydney and it's a big joke. To me, like that's meta on top of meta. That's what Scream is all day, every day. I feel like that's what Scream 7 has to be. Like that has to be the motive, man. I would kind of be disappointed otherwise. There's so much talk revolving around this film, and that is one of the very biggest conversations. There's no way that the production is just turning a blind eye to that, right? Like they can't be. They can't be just being like, whatever, you know, you'll still watch it. You'll still see Sydney fighting Ghostface for 7 more movies. It's like, no, respect the character, dude. That's what this is about at the end of the day. It's not that we don't like Sydney Prescott. It's that if you just keep bringing her back for diminishing returns, there's an argument to say that that's disrespectful. That it's like, you had this awesome story with this character, and now you just keep bringing her back and you're doing nothing with her. You're bringing her back so that fans come to the theaters and pay money to see your shitty new movie. If the franchise gets to that point, I would be really upset because, man, so far, in my humble opinion, Screams 1 through 6, it's one of the best franchises out there, man. Every movie is so much fun, even some of the weaker links here. I have a great time with all of these movies. So I think this should be the last Sydney story. This should be it. And maybe, you know, critique that whole idea that you're talking about there. You know, the idea that Sydney just keeps coming back a million times over. Can we make a joke about that? I think that would be fun, personally. I think that would be a really fun and meta way to kind of conclude her story, how could you possibly finish Sydney Prescott's story better than with a big meta joke? I don't think you can. I don't think there's a better way to do it. Sammy versus saying, when can I have the pot roast? Tomorrow, when it's in the garbage. You can dig through our trash. No, I'm just kidding. James Leclerc is saying, love you, brother. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much, James. Appreciate it. So much love to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Paula is hanging with us too, saying football season is officially on. Hell yeah. I'm gonna tentatively say go Cleveland Browns? Question mark. I don't know if I care anymore, man. The Browns are just so bad. Marley Kai 2000 is saying spooky season, and it's bulking season too for me. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. I gotta get on that, dude. I've just been eating and eating and eating chips. I've been eating chips like crazy, and one of the bags is currently on the floor. So I hear you there. I need to I need to get in the gym. Gotta make it happen. Variety Reel is saying, oh man, this summer has been exceptionally rough in terms of heat. Add that on top of homesteading. I cannot wait for autumn. Dude, I can imagine that sucks. It's weird. I think like late July and most of August is always just the worst for heat. Like it is humid. It is not a whole lot of air circulation. It's rough. But then you get into September and it's like perfect for a little while. And then it's too cold. But you know what? September's right around the corner, my friend. We're getting there. Autumn is happening. It's happening very soon here. Let's go. I'm excited. I also want to say, you know, real quick, we have a lot of exciting things coming out in the world of horror. And one of those things is Weapons coming out this weekend. A movie just like Together last week that I'm just so unbelievably excited for. One of the movies I'm the most excited for all year, easy. Together and Weapons, and it's back to back. I cannot wait to see this one. Together did not disappoint, in my opinion. That was a 10 out of 10. And I think Weapons is about to be the same thing. I'm really, really excited for it. I'm hearing it has a controversial twist ending, like a twist that not a lot of people are loving. Some are comparing it to Long Legs in the sense that the twist changes everything that you thought was happening beforehand. And that to me, that's really intriguing because Long Legs was something where the twist kind of didn't really work for me and kind of flavored the movie in a way that I felt was a little repetitive, where the rest of the movie was like so fresh. But then it's like, why would you make it about that when all of this was so fresh and so different? I'm hoping the same won't be. I'm hoping that I don't feel the same way about Weapons. I'm hoping that it has a twist that only elevates its premise rather than just turns it into something we've kind of seen many times before. But we'll see. Anytime something takes a big swing like this, it has my attention, and I'll be excited to see it. I'm going to be there day one for this movie, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, I'll have a review out this Friday. But I'm really excited for Weapons. It's going to be fun. And I will also be posting, so I'll kind of just announce this early here for the folks who hang out with us on live streams. A new thing I'm going to start doing, something I've been thinking about a lot lately, is what videos could I make for channel members and Patreon supporters? Because I've made stuff in the past that I thought was like, oh, this would be really exciting. People would love to see this. And it doesn't get, like, it gets like 2 views when we have like 80 members. So I'm like, okay, this clearly isn't exciting. This isn't a reward that people really want to see from, channel members and all that, our biggest supporters. I want to do something that you guys really want to see, and something I've been thinking about from chatting with you guys through the live streams for a while now is reviewing other movies that aren't in the realm of horror. Now, whenever I post these videos on here, they don't typically do well, and that's just because we're not in that niche. We're not in the superhero niche here. We're not in the animated movies realm. But I do like these movies. I do enjoy seeing them, and I do want to start checking them out. So I'm going to start reviewing these other movies for over on Patreon, and you're going to get like a fuck ton of videos every single month. So hopefully that's something that'll be like an attraction to the channel members, something that you couldn't get from just hanging out and watching the videos here. It's something a little different, I feel, and I think that would be kind of fun. So that's something we're going to start implementing sometime soon. I'm going to do a dual review of both Superman and Fantastic Four to kick that off, hopefully sometime this week if I can make that happen. No promises, but that's something that's in the works, something that's floating through my brain currently about where I'm at with with channel memberships. But I'll have a whole video kind of talking about that sometime soon. Let's get back to the horror now, though. Dean Renner, thank you for being a member, saying, I'm stoked for Weapons. I hope that twist ending doesn't derail the rest of the movie, but I get to see it tomorrow night at an early promo screening. Oh, I'm so jealous of you, Dean. I wish I could get something like that figured out. I don't think I have a screener for that. I'll have to check my inbox, but it would be nice to see that one early. It looks like a lot of fun. I really don't want to get this one spoiled, by the way. Y'all might want to mute that tag. Don't get this one spoiled. Definitely not one you want to have anything figured out about early. So, Dean, enjoy. Don't spoil it for us until maybe give us a week. Give us a week, and then we'll get into it. Raptor Crashers is saying, I'm hoping that there is another movie from this year. I love 28 Years Later is already my favorite horror film. I'm with you, man. I think that's my number one of the year, too. It blew me away, dude. I saw it twice. I saw it twice the weekend it came out, and I haven't felt compelled to do that with the film all year except for that movie. And I think that's why it's my number one. So many movies were great this year, like Together or Sinners. Really trying to think what else was just like really up there for me. Final Destination Bloodlines, which I just recently got the Steelbook of. Lots of great, just some killer movies have come out this year. It's been a really good year for horror for sure. But man, I think 28 Years, it just takes the cake for me personally. It's above everything else so far by like just a little bit. And I don't know, it's just a really special film. It feels more like an epic rather than a horror film, but it still has those elements there. So much I love about it. More comparable to something like Lord of the Rings rather than 28 Days Later, though, which I kind of love, though. I like that they didn't just make the same movie again, where I do feel that maybe some people wanted more of 28 Days. But I feel like after, the popularity of things like Walking Dead, or just kind of zombie movies having this exhaustion behind them, just kind of do that same thing again, might have been a mistake. And I'm glad they didn't take that route personally. So I don't know, me personally, I love 28 Years Later. I cannot wait for the Bone Temple. Probably the movie I'm the most excited to see moving forward. Jay Tinsel is talking about Sydney Sweeney. She's been in the news lately. That's all I'll say about that. What I will say is I just have mixed feelings about this actress. She does some weird things sometimes, but she does do some good things too. Like resurrecting a horror film a couple years ago called what was the name of that? Immaculate. This movie would not have happened without Sydney Sweeney. She used her own money to make sure that this movie came to life. I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe some of the things she's doing lately, maybe not as much. There's an argument there, though. I think that if you want to see a good movie with her, though, however, I would recommend Immaculate. This is a movie that I feel like was a top 10 from last year, without a doubt, and you should definitely give that one a watch. I believe it's on Hulu. I am not, me personally, I feel like there's only a few religious horror films that really hit for me. The Exorcist, obviously, being one of them, but it's always like hit or miss when it comes to religious horror. It's either something I'm just really into, I'm really vibing with, or it's something that just didn't do it for me at all. Immaculate was one of those movies that I was just like jaw on the fucking ground when that movie ended. It has an insane ending. The ending is a one take, that's all I'm going to say, but it's just like, it's a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best sequences from a horror film last year, without a doubt in my mind. So if you want to check out something really fun, religious horror, but with an original concept, I recommend that one. Dean Renner is saying, nah, I'm very anti-spoiler. Appreciate you for that. Even if I see stuff early, I don't go blabbing about major details until after its release, and spoiler talk goes active. You know, I've been criticized before in the past for talking about not giving enough details in my spoiler-free reviews. So I've been a little more like detail-oriented, but like just getting right up to the line of spoilers in my review video. But I think the reason for that, something I've thought about. I've obviously had a lot of time to think about all this crazy shit. But I feel like people watch reviews because they want something about a movie that they didn't get from the trailers, right? So with my spoiler-free reviews, I try to offer something without spoiling anything. That's kind of my mentality when it comes to spoiler-free reviews these days. Is I'm not spoiling any big major plot lines or surprises, whatever, but I'm going to tease something about the movie that you didn't get from the trailer or the marketing, whatever. So that's kind of been my goal with the reviews on the page lately. Is I've been trying to offer up something. It's like, okay, here's something you didn't know about the movie, but doesn't ruin a plot point. And I hopefully I walk that line good. Sometimes I feel like I don't. Sometimes I feel like I go one way or the other, maybe too much. But I'm trying. But I'm really fucking trying. Samantha's favorite this year is Sinners. That's a great choice. Excellent movie. In my top of the year, along with Bloodlines, both great choices. Excellent movies across the board there. If you guys haven't seen some of these movies we're talking about, by the way, so good. Love both of these. Marley Kai just watched Sinners. You got bored of it? Oh, brutal. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I mostly went to watch it for Haley Steinfeld. Well, I understand that. We got Raptor Crasher saying, I was not a fan of Sinners. I thought it had a few problems. Still nowhere near as bad as some of the other movies, though. We've definitely had worse movies this year. Jay Tinsel is saying, I'm listening to Lucio Fulci's Zombie soundtrack. That's in my humble opinion, my personal favorite horror movie soundtrack of all time. It's haunting. Haven't seen the movie, but we'll never get a score quite like this again. Dude, you gotta watch the movie. It's so much fun. It is probably my favorite like popcorn beat horror movie of all time. It is it's dumb. It's pretty mindless, but it is an unbelievably fun time. Like, dude, with the music and the cinematography, the juxtaposition of this gorgeous palm tree laden island, but you're also just watching the most like brutal shit happen to these people. Man, it's excellent. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Zombie 1979. It's a masterpiece. I had the honor of going and watching Fabio Frizzi, the composer of that film, actually play the soundtrack live to the movie. It was, honest to God, one of the greatest concerts I ever went to in my entire life. Small, tiny little show in this like backwoods little dive bar, but I had a blast. It's a concert I will never forget for the rest of my life. And I'm so glad I went. It was last minute too. 3 hours before the show, I found out it was even happening, and I dropped everything I was doing to go and check it out. So, dude, that movie, that soundtrack, it's like one of the reasons I love horror so much. If it wasn't for that movie, I don't know if I'd be sitting here right now. Robert Atten is saying, I'm almost finished with the final draft of my horror film, The Gobbler. I fucking love, I love that title. 10 out of 10. I'm watching whatever this is. I need to watch it. The Gobbler. We have 3 casted already and 2 interested investors. The film you have $14 million for this movie. Are you serious right now? Can I be in this? Can I play the Gobbler? I'll do it. I can gobble. Let me tell you. Robert Atten is saying a small town mayor enacts an unconventional new law during a season of gratitude, while a reporter endangers her life when superseding police in stopping a demented individual's gruesome backlash. I like the plot description, dude. I need to know more. I need more deets. I love it so far. Let me know what I can do, Robert. I'm interested. I'm invested in the Gobbler. Sean P. Tattoos is hanging out with us. What are you tattooing today, Sean? Let us know. Do you think it's possible to create an original franchise as big as something like Star Wars these days? Yes, but I think a lot of the ones that have tried have failed. Terrifier, is obviously making its way towards something huge right now, which is awesome. Some would say it already has. But I feel that a lot of franchises make the mistake of they just go into where a lot of the other series already are, like Star Wars, for instance, right? A lot of people would argue that some of the stuff happening with Star Wars these days isn't necessarily super great because it's kind of just they're pushing out as much shit as humanly possible because it has the name Star Wars, and people are going to watch it because, well, Star Wars has been around since the 70s and it's a super popular IP. You can't really find... It's tougher to find a person who hasn't seen Star Wars versus someone who has, or a Star Wars property. And like pretty much everyone on planet Earth has seen something Star Wars, because that's how how long this influence has been, just kind of has been out there floating about. The problem with a lot of new franchises, and I'm going to use Megan as a really good example of this. Megan hits, that first movie was a big hit. Hit the cultural zeitgeist. People were dressing up as Megan for Halloween that following year after its January release. But what happened with Megan 2? Why did it bomb at the box office after having this huge release? Well, they didn't understand what was so great about the original. They just focused on like one element of that original movie and just put it front and center. But the reason Megan is so great, because I think it's so easy to look at it from afar and be like, okay, well, that was just kind of child's play. That was kind of just another killer doll movie, whatever. But it had so many different flavors about it that made it different. You know what I mean? It had this like Adult Swim style humor about it where it was like kind of darkly funny. I also think the cast was great. You had recognizable faces from other horror films like Violet McGraw, and also, what's her name? Allison Williams from Get Out. I mean, these are people who have been in so many different horror properties leading this. Yeah, of course, we're gonna check it out just for them. I'm sure there was people who were there just for these two characters. And guess what? One of those characters gets sidelined for a good majority of the screen time. So I think just Megan 2 made so many mistakes that had it not done those things, it could have been like this ultra huge franchise. But what did Star Wars do back in the 70s? They made a movie that was huge with the first one, or the fourth, chapter 4, whatever, episode 4. And then episode 5 comes out and it's an even like more well-received movie. So you had 2 hits back to back. At that point, anyone who's a Star Wars fan is like, I'm going to see everything Star Wars forever moving forward. And it's not to say that there wasn't bad Star Wars after that. There was. Some people remember the Christmas special. Some people want to forget. But point being, if you have 2 big hits like that back to back, it puts it in the zeitgeist as Star Wars is the greatest fucking thing ever. Megan is the greatest fucking thing ever. Had Megan 2.0 been a more well-received movie than the original. Some people loved it. Some people were like, Megan 2.0 was great, and that's awesome. But majority of people did not like it. And majority of people didn't go out to see it either for that same reason. So it really just comes down to, you gotta, like, just for a little while, at least at the start of a franchise, everything you do has to be perfection. And that is not an easy thing to do. And that's why a lot of big franchises don't hit. Half of Terrifier's success, and I am so serious when I say this, half of it, half the reason Terrifier is so popular is because the first movie was decent, the second movie was even better, and the third movie was even better. That's why Art the Clown is going to go on to be a cultural icon for years and decades, and maybe even a century from now, we're still going to be talking about that goofy little clown. So to me, it's like you just have to be increasing quality. You have to be doing something better than the previous time if you want to start a franchise. If you want to make one good movie, that's it's not easy, but it's way easier than starting a giant franchise these days, because quality is something that takes time, but you also have to move fast. You have to hit while the iron is hot, and it's a hard thing to figure out, I guess, is my point. Somehow the folks making the Terrifier flicks have, but not a ton of other people have. But that's a rant and a half. I'm so sorry. I could just keep going about that whole topic. It's an interesting thing. Unfortunately, not too many people have figured out how to do it these days. Jeremiah Morales throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. Saying, Together or The Substance, how do you rank them? That's a great question, Jeremiah. First of all, I love both of these movies. The Substance was my favorite horror film of last year. That was my number one. And Together is currently my number 2 of this year. So we're talking about 2 of some of the better horror films of the 2010s, or sorry, that's not the 2010s anymore. I'm living in the past. Of the 2020s, these are, in my opinion, some of the very best horror films. I would probably say I liked The Substance better than Together, but that's not to say Together's bad. I mean, it's like The Substance is here, Together is here. I mean, like tippy toes away from being at the same level. The only reason I say that is because I feel like The Substance, it's just a little more horror-y than Together, and I kind of just like the vibes of the film. It really comes down to a preference thing, if I'm being real. I feel like they both hit on the metaphor of what they're talking about ultimately perfectly. Like nothing I would change in either arena. Together is more so about marriage, where The Substance is about female body standards in the industry. 2 very different topics, but done to perfection with different levels of body horror. And Together, in my opinion, proves that you can literally use body horror to kind of just show any sort of pain in this world that we experience through the human experience. You can showcase that with body horror whenever, at any point, with any situation. It's something I really didn't think could be done. And I said this in my review, but it's because it's the most impressive thing about the whole movie to me. It reminded me a lot of Lamb. This is a movie that came out a couple of years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, that didn't work for me, but it was so intriguing of a concept that I wish it did. Like, it's a movie that still bounces around my brain. I think about it all the time. It's a wholesome family movie with some genuinely bizarro horror to it, is how I look at it. It's about a couple in Iceland who adopt a half lamb, half human hybrid. And then there's outside forces that are trying to come in and take little Ada away from them, or maybe judge them for the choices that they've made, this kindness they've given to this life form. And it was such an interesting watch, but I don't feel like it was executed very well. That's my overall, what was kind of my overall takeaway from it from the one time I saw it. But it has not left my brain since I watched it, because I'm like, this was such an interesting concept. Someone needs to do that with something else, like with a different idea, different approach. And I feel like it could work. It was these 2 flavors of wholesome and just horror thrown together. And there was moments where it did. Like, I'm not saying the whole movie's not awful. It's a really competent, well-made film. But I just felt like there's something at the end that happens that I'm kind of like, it's a little bit of a shift from what I loved so much about the rest of this. And it's a little slow. But what I loved about Together is they were able to find like wholesome and body horror and slap that together into a movie that works really well, in my opinion. I had someone message me over the weekend and say they didn't like the ending, but I was like, it had to end that way. Like, oh my God, there's no other way you could have ended that movie. Absolutely. There's nothing else that would have worked. And that's I think a hill I'm going to die on, but I don't know. It's just, it was a really interesting film that has a totally different and super original vibe to it that I just loved, and I feel like was executed very well. So Together was great. I would put The Substance above it. But thank you so much, Jeremiah. I totally spiraled there. Really appreciate the $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much. Aim Punched is saying Megan 2.0 is fire. I definitely did not hate it. I'll tell you what, dude. It got a lot of crap, but man, there are way worse Blumhouse movies. Like, I'm so serious about that. Megan 2.0 is like a 4 out of 10 for me, where like they've put out some genuine ones, like some 1 out of 10. Like, I will never have any interest in watching that again. Megan 2.0, it was fine. Like, it was enjoyable. I'm glad I watched it. I don't need to revisit it personally. But I don't know, way better than I think some people are making it out to be. That's what I will say about it. I have a lot of points about that movie in particular that I thought were really cool, and really, really fun, really well done. Just not the whole thing, and that's okay. Stupid Fizz is with us saying, "Yo, Jake, what up? How's it going?" Stupid Fizz, how are you? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us. I don't think you're stupid. I say it every time, but I don't. I think you're very kind. Thanks for hanging out with us. Riley Rage is with us saying Terrifier versus Leprechaun. Terrifier. Like, yeah, of course. I will say Michael Levy, who from Fuzz on the Lens Productions, who of course makes the Terrifier movies, dude is all about Leprechaun these days. He's really lobbying hard to make a new Leprechaun film. And I loved the short film they put out, by the way, on their page. If you guys haven't seen that, Leprechaun Revenge, I could not recommend checking that one out enough. It was so much fun, captures the spirit of the original franchise, and has some gory motherfucking kills, dude. Ooh, baby. Leprechaun's Revenge, it's like 10 minutes long. It's like not even, it's like literally not even that crazy of a watch. Go check it out. So worth your time. Some really crazy stuff there. Nightmare Files is with us. Hey, yo, what up, what up? Welcome to the new set, ladies and gents. If you're just joining us, by the way, we're on a brand new set here. Killjoy Jake Resurrected. We're back, baby, with a whole new set and a bag of chips on the floor. Don't worry about that. If you were with us earlier, you know why that's there. Austin Allman is here saying, "Hi, Jake." Hello, Austin. How are you and your almonds? Let me know. Erica is saying Jake can totally kill me off in Chicken Man. I'm so down. Oh, let me know, Erica. We would love to do some more Chicken Man. So if you want to be in that, we'll make it happen. Mr. Rick is saying can't watch, but I can listen when I'm riding my bike back home from work. Great to see you back. What movie were you just talking about when you said no second watch? We were talking about Megan 2.0, and I was saying that, honestly, it's just, out of all the Blumhouse releases of the 2020s, it's not the worst thing. I wouldn't say that at all. I can think of at least like 10 movies that I would put below Megan 2.0. And to me, I think it's just so easy to see the new Blumhouse release and say that sucks, But Megan 2.0, it had some cool things going on. I have to admit, like I didn't hate the whole thing. I felt like it focused on just one element of what made that original Megan so good, opposed to like just kind of an overall. There's so much more to Megan than just she's silly. You know what I mean? And that's all that movie really had to offer. Where there was little inklings of things that were fun about the previous film still present. But I feel like I don't need to see Megan 2.0 again, honestly. I definitely did not feel like I needed a second watch on that one. But I still had a fun time watching it in the theater. My crowd especially seemed to really be enjoying themselves. There was clapping at the end, which I thought was cool. It's like, okay, hell yeah. But just for me personally, I found a lot of holes, things that didn't really add up, moments of the story where I was just kind of confused, just like, why would the character do that instead of this? I just felt like that was kind of a little frustrating with the film. Slightly frustrating watch, but not to the point where I'm going to make a movie calling it dog. Not to the point where I'm going to make a review video calling it dog water. Like another movie that just recently released, but that's a different story. How would you rank your favorite horror films from each year of the 2020s? Dude, that is really tough. I'm really trying to remember what I listed as my favorite from each year here. So I know 2022 was Terrifier 2. I know 2023 was Godzilla -1. 2024 was The Substance, and 2025 so far probably would be 28 years later. So from those four, oh man, that's really tough, dude. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. I'm so sorry. I think I'm gonna put Terrifier 2 at the bottom. I love that movie. It's amazing, but we're putting that up against Godzilla -1. I mean, dude, come on now. I'm pulling out the notebook for this one, dude. This is a whole thing here. Hang on now. So Terrifier 2 at the bottom. I'm so sorry. I love Terrifier 2, but come on now. Godzilla -1. It's a masterpiece. I mean, it's like one of the best movies of the decade. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Godzilla -1. Hang on. I'm really thinking about this. Substance. And what else? What else did I just say? 28 years. If ranking these four, because I can't remember what I said for 2021 or 2020, if I'm being totally honest. I'm really thinking about this. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, fourth place is Terrifier 2. I'm so sorry. Like, that bums me out as much as it probably does with all you guys. Third, man. Yeah, third place, The Substance. Second place, 28 Years, and first place, Godzilla minus one. Godzilla minus one. It's the best movie that's come out this decade. It just is. I don't see anything. Honestly, it would be tough for something to top that. I am a horror guy through and through. I love horror movies to death. But Godzilla minus one, it made me laugh. It made me cry. It had so much excitement running through my body. I think it's one of the best films of all time, honest to God. I think that's another one where, you know, decades and decades to come, we're still going to be talking about that one. I'm such a big fan. I'm just such a big fan of Godzilla too. Craig Thomas Gibson Lovey is saying, yo, Killjoy Jake, I'm a new fan of yours, but I love your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude. Really appreciate you. Thank you for being here, Craig. We love you. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite horror film of 2025 so far? And is it your favorite movie of the decade? Let me know. I'm so curious. Aim Punched is saying Bring Her Back is my favorite so far. Oh, also another good choice. Oh my God. Bring Her Back was excellent, man. That was, honest to God, that might be one of the scariest movies to come out this year. That was, the fruit scene, dude. Yikes. That, like, I had to watch that through my fingers, and I watch horror movies for a living, and I was like, ugh, oh my God. Jeez, that was brutal. It was one of the most upsetting things I've seen in a horror film all year, without a doubt. Really impressive movie. The Filippo brothers, however you pronounce that last name, they're going places. They already have gone places, and they're going to continue to go places. Critical Overlord is with us. What's up, my friend? How are you, CO? And I'm not talking about Colorado, saying, Jake, it's time for you to acknowledge Jeepers Creepers 4. It's a complete masterpiece from top to bottom. You know what, Critical? You're so right. I'm going to quit YouTube forever. Me putting out a review calling that film trash, it really was just a major mistake on my part. I just totally missed the whole commentary, the class commentary in the film. Whatever his name is, Timo something. That guy brilliant mind making moving films. It made me laugh. It made me cry. I was emotionally moved by that film. Critical Overlord loves that movie, by the way. If you go over to his page, he's always talking about how much he loves Jeepers Creepers Reborn and how it's his favorite movie ever. Right? Right? Am I right in saying that? He's gonna come back so fast and be like, "No, what? No." Oh my God, that's so funny. We love Critical Overlord around here, though. Thanks for being here, bro. Means a lot. Thanks for hanging out in the streams. What else is going on here? We got Joe Bet Gret saying, join in here for a bit during my lunch hour. What are you having for lunch, Joe Bet Gret? Let us know in the chat. It's important. It's important information. We need to know. I don't even know what did I have. I had leftover pizza is what I had. So let me know what you're snacking on. Marley Kai is saying, I love Godzilla 2. I almost got all of the movies. Dude, all of the movies though? Like there's like 100 of there's like 100 Godzilla movies. That's impressive. I don't even think I think I have I don't even know. Dude, I don't know what Godzilla movies I own. I'm going to be honest. I think I have Shin Godzilla, and I really want to get -1. I never got around to picking it up. Raptor Crashers is saying -1 is a fucking masterpiece. I forgot about it entirely when making my list. Probably a 9.6 out of 10. Dude, I went into that movie like, okay, I'm excited. I mean, I haven't been super impressed by a lot of the American Toho stuff. What is it? Just all the like Monsterverse, I guess is what they're calling it. I haven't really. They're okay. They're fun movies, but nothing that really blew my mind. That I was just so not prepared for it to melt my fucking face the way that it did. I mean, it is a masterpiece. It's one of the few perfect films, I feel. Final Destination 6 is my most favorite movie of the decade. That's a great choice. That's an awesome movie, dude. I just watched Bloodlines again the other night. I actually missed some stuff. That like watching it again, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize they did that. There's some really good references to the original Final Destination there that they're surprisingly subtle, dude. Like, man, they did a good job. Really good job with Bloodlines. Craig's favorite movie this year, talking about some stuff. He loved The Monkey, Death of a Unicorn, Bambi, but Final Destination Bloodlines, that's your fave. Nice. Bring Her Back wasn't that hard to watch. Hey, you know what? Fair enough. For me, not the whole thing, but that one scene with the fruit, and you might know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. it's honestly, I don't even want to spoil it if you haven't seen it. That's how brutal that sequence was. That one was like, oh my God. I think in Craig, you know what, to that point, I feel like it was because it was a kid. That's for me why that scene was just so brutal. I was like, oh man. I also loved I loved all these movies really. The Monkey and Death of a Unicorn especially. I had a very good time with. Little slightly underrated films, I would say. I feel like they're getting a little too much hate. Death of a Unicorn was fun. Critical Overlord is saying that is correct. I spend about 2 videos a day slobbing all over it. Jeepers Creepers 4 is life. They had no idea what they were doing with the first 3 movies. You know, they finally got it right in that 4th one. Critical, we might be the only 2 people on the internet saying that. I'm gonna just be so honest with you. Oh my God. Joe Bagrette's having some chicken and a spicy green sauce and white rice. Okay, hell yeah. It's leftovers too. Fuck yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Dude, you gotta have some leftovers every now and then. That sounds good. We just had some like, what Madison, what was it? What did we have last night? Butter chicken? It's like Indian butter chicken. I don't know. It was good though. Whatever it was. Tasty stuff. I should watch Godzilla's Revenge. Oh, have I seen Godzilla's Revenge? The last one I watched was the Smog Monster movie. That was the last like new one I watched that I hadn't seen. That's a really good one too. I really like the Smog Monster movie. Really enjoyed that quite a bit. Really trippy, like way trippier than I was expecting. But I enjoyed it quite. I enjoyed that one a lot. Killjoy Jake, Mastermind Killer, is asking, who would you would like as the Scream 7 surprise cast member? Adrienne Barbeau? Shit, I can't do better than that. Jamie Lee Curtis or Sigourney Weaver? All of these choices I would be like, I'd actively look like that. I'd look like a meme in the theater. Man, I had the pleasure of meeting Adrienne a few years ago, and she is a very, very kind lady. And I'm kind of shocked I don't talk about her more on this page. She was very nice, and she took a picture with my dad, which I don't know why I included that fun fact, but I did. Man, I really, we were talking about Jamie Lee Curtis earlier. A lot of people seem to be talking about this. What, you know, I feel like that would probably hold the most weight in Scream, I feel, just because Halloween is such a big part of this franchise. I said this a little earlier, but I was saying that, you know, you couldn't really do Scream without Halloween. If Halloween never existed, like, I feel like there would be no Scream at all. Like, that just wouldn't happen. So I feel like it would just hold a little more weight for Jamie Lee Curtis to cross over into this franchise. It would be kind of a big deal. We've had these franchises kind of go back and forth and give nods to each other as the years have gone on, which I think is cool and really fun. And I really think it would be cool. It would probably be the coolest thing if Jamie Lee Curtis was in the movie, even though I love all 3 of these ladies, all very, very monumental actresses when it comes to horror. Craig is saying that scene didn't last long. I'm thankful it didn't. I'm thankful the fruit scene didn't. It was brutal. Craig, I also loved Final Destination Bloodlines, though. That is an easy top 10 of the year, without a doubt. So I'm really glad you dug that one. Joe Beck-Gret is saying, without dropping names, the person I rewatched Final Destination Bloodlines was a total buzzkill. Now I remember why I watch movies alone. Oh, I'm sorry. That's no fun. I feel like when you know, there's nothing wrong. I actually like when people disagree with me on movies, because like I feel like I see a different perspective. Maybe I learned something about the movie I didn't quite get from my own personal perspective. But when you leave a movie and just someone's like, that was terrible, you know, I didn't like that at all. It's just like, oh, come on. Well, at least tell me why you didn't like it. You know, like if I don't like something, I'm gonna have fun telling you why I didn't like it. I always try to keep some positive energy with it, you know. But you know, it's tough. It's sometimes it's tough when something's just too frustrating for you, you know. But I'm really sorry to hear that. That's no fun. Antonis is saying, "Hey Jake, what's up, man? Just vibing in my new place. Got a new apartment, new set, and all that. Some crazy shit happening on that set." I'm working. If this is disappointing to you, by the way, we're getting some more things going up soon. We just got into our new place on Friday, so is this day 4? I wouldn't even call it day. This is day 3 essentially. Friday we weren't even here. We were just kind of loading stuff in. But I'm excited. We're gonna have some posters on the wall hopefully sometime soon. This will be a little more fleshed out of a room at some point. But I'm vibing out, man. How are you? How are you, Antonis? Welcome in. Ella, I can't remember if I said hi to you or not, but our resident horror fan stoner is hanging out with us. What's up, Ella? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Raptor Crashers is going to go watch Godzilla -1. Hell yeah. Listen, great choice. Great choice to watch. I got to pick that one up. That's a really fun movie. Craig is saying, if I'm going to be brutally honest, The Monkey is an amazing movie by Osgood Perkins, but it is a terrible King adaptation if we're talking about the actual short story. Craig, that's really funny you bring that up. I did a whole video, maybe it was my review, I can't remember, where I kind of talked about some of the differences between the story and the movie, and there's so many I just kind of generalized because it's like, dude, it's hardly even the same thing. But I feel like that's actually kind of a good thing in a weird way. I read that short story. It's from Skeleton Crew. It's a short story collection I've read through a few times. Actually, recently did a read through to go through The Monkey again before that movie. And the story itself, it's cool, but I think I like the movie more, if I'm being honest. This is a rare case where I like the movie more than the book. I actually feel like Oz, injecting that bout of cartoonish humor just did a lot to it, made it a lot more fun. Where the book, it's got like almost like a funny vibe to it as you're reading, but it never leans into that all the way. I feel like King was going for a little more straightforward horror there, where Oz just leaned into the comedy of the whole situation, simple monkeys are inherently a little goofy. They're creepy, but they are a little goofy at the same time. And I feel like the movie really encapsulates that in terms of its tone. So I totally agree. It's not a good adaptation of the story, where the climax is a boat being destroyed in a whirlpool, essentially, as our characters just barely get out alive. But I like the movie better. I like the movie way better. The way it wraps up too, I think, is way crazier. The kills are way more brutal, even though there are some that are inspired by the story. But I don't know. I personally really enjoyed The Monkey, but I understand why maybe some people didn't. A. Krenich is saying, what Easter eggs did you notice on Final Destination 6 during rewatch? The biggest thing I noticed was all the stuff at the cabin, dude. Like that whole sequence with early on with Stephanie and Grandma Iris. I mean, like almost all of her lines is something taken directly from that sequence from the original Final Destination when you have Alex hiding out or whatever, and there's like line delivery straight from the original Final Destination. They actually do like a cut comparison in the behind the scenes, showing you some of the lines that they kind of riffed on from the original Final Destination, moving into the like how they took that and adapted it into this new scene here in Final Destination Bloodlines. But that to me was like, wow, they did a really good job with that. Like, oh my God, things you totally wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't just, if you didn't know every single line of the original Final Destination. It's subtle in a weird sort of way. So that was something I really appreciated. I thought that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. What else is going on here? We got A. Krenich is hanging out with us too. I was responding to your comment a second ago. Let's respond to another one saying Life of Chuck, not horror, was a wonderful story and adaptation. I totally missed it, and I am bummed out about that because I love Mike Flanagan. I love Matthew Lillard. The cast in general was great. Tom Hiddleston. We got Loki in there. My fiance loves him. Maybe more than me sometimes, but but we love Tom Hiddleston in this house, so it was cool to see him in that movie. And we also have a lot of Mike Flanagan mainstays hanging out in that movie. Isn't it like his wife is in that too, right? If I'm not mistaken, Life of Chuck. See, now I have to look it up. now I got to double check that. Karen Gillan is in that. Jacob Tremblay. Oh my God, no way. Yeah, Kate Siegel. Yeah, Kate Siegel is in this. Mark Hamill, Annalise Basso from his Ouija movie is in this. That's really cool. Yeah, this got a great cast. I gotta watch this movie. Nick Offerman is in it. Oh fuck, dude! I gotta see this movie. I don't know how I missed it, if I'm being totally honest. Kind of a bummer on my part. Got to see that one. I know I'm gonna cry. I know I'm totally gonna cry watching that one. Bon is saying, "Hi Jake, didn't expect to see you back so soon." Yes, we. I didn't think I'd be back this soon either. But we gotta get moving. We gotta get back to work. We gotta make things happen here. So here we are talking horror again, and hey, we're having fun, right? That's what matters. But Bon, it's nice to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for talking horror with us on a Monday afternoon. Sammy versus saying, I love when Stephen King adaptations are different from the books because The Shining, I think, is just as good as the book, and 1408 is even better than its original version. I personally think both movies are better than the original books in that case. I love 1408 is a top 10 Stephen King adaptation, in my humble opinion. I love 1408 is an excellent movie. Oh my God. That is probably the most underrated Stephen King movie. If I'm being real, that one just does not get talked about enough. It's a 9 out of 10. Like for me, at least, it's like way up there. I love it. Craig is starting a war here. He doesn't mean to, but he might be. I'm definitely the biggest The Monkey fan because I got to watch the 2023 adaptation, then got the short story, and I'm not even kidding, but I fanned over the Osgood film. I remember the short story came up in some of my research for it. I don't know if I ever mentioned it in a video, but I remember it was like part of what was it? King's Dollar Babies? Is that what it was called? Right? Am I right in saying that? Where he like sold a bunch of his short story ideas for like $1 and you could just like adapt them into short films. Wasn't that a thing for King for a little while? Was that part of that? It might have been something separate, but I remember that was his Dollar Babies program was a really interesting thing. If you ever look up some of those, really cool shit. No, I'm glad. I'm really glad you like The Monkey, dude. That's awesome. It's a fun one. I think it's probably still in my top 10 of the year. My top 10's wild though. Let me tell you. Hi, how are you? Do you have my bowl of watermelon? Is that what you're delivering to me?
Get it out of my fridge.
This is my breakfast that I still haven't eaten, and Madison's yelling at me about it. So I'm going to eat this watermelon now on stream.
Leftovers tonight.
This is still frozen.
Eat it. I don't care. Eat it, Jacob.
Oh, no. Guys, if you freeze watermelon, it's basically ice cream. Fun fact. I learned that the hard way today. Oh my God, it's so cold. Ah! Oh my God, major brain freeze. My mouth's not even working. My mouth is frozen. What's happening? Okay. Anyways, back to it here. Oh, I see people talking about the new War of the Worlds. We're watching this tomorrow night. My buddy Connor and we love bad movies. And I saw like 2 seconds of this movie and I'm like, this is going to be bad. I can't wait. Let's go. But Ella is saying, you want to talk about a bad book to movie comparison. War of the Worlds was dog shit. A Credence agreed. Hilariously bad movie. I am so excited. Like, dude, Ice Cube in a War of the Worlds movie. Isn't it like found footage too? Like what? I need to see this. Like man. Yeah, I might even put out a review of it. I'm going to be honest. I'm so excited. We're watching that tomorrow night. It's funny. My buddy Connor, I'm always telling him horror updates that's happening in the world, but sometimes he'll hit me with something that like I totally looked over and it's about some like so bad it's good movie. He's like, dude, you got to look into this. I thought that was really funny. So, really excited to watch that. Maybe I'll get some sort of review out for it. I don't know. Does anyone really care? Does anyone really care that much? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, Krenich, again, thank you so much for the $2. Really appreciate that support. And you were saying that Life of Chuck is not horror at all, but phenomenal. Something doesn't have to be a horror film to be phenomenal. You know what I mean? There's great movies in all genres, I feel. So we just, Madison and I just put together our movie collections today. And I have so many different more genres now. I have 3 Barbie movies, in fact. 3 animated Barbie movies now. And those are sitting happily next to the Babadook, which I think is just very funny. But yeah, no, it's awesome. So I love all different genres. Horror is only one thing that I love. What else is going on here? Yeah, Eric is saying Jake only needs 7 more super chats to reach his goal, and I'll totally embarrass myself again on stream. So if you want to see it happen again, not once but twice, we'll see what happens. Oh man. What else is going on? Ella is saying it's so TikTok coded. Oh, you know that means something's gonna be good. With the cuts, man, just prepare to have your eyes hurt. Oh God. Oh, I can't. I'm so excited. So Connor and I watch a lot of Steven Seagal movies, which if you don't know that name, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like I urge you I want to bet if you like So Bad It's Good movies, go on Tubi right now and look up Steven Seagal and just put on anything. Like anything that comes up, except Under Siege, which is actually a weirdly good movie. Everything else is dog shit. I mean, like bottom of the barrel. This is one of the worst movies ever made. We watched one the other day where he's playing a samurai warrior and he's like play fighting with people. Like I'm not like I'm gonna demonstrate kind of what I'm talking about here. He's doing this like. I'm not joking. Look me in the eyes right now. I'm not joking. He's doing this with another person, just rubbing on their body like this, and they're fighting. I'm like, dog, what am I watching right now? What is this sorcery that's happening in front of me? I don't know. But it's awesome. Awesome in a bad way. 3 Barbie movies next to a Babadook is a legendary move. You're damn right, Craig. See, Craig, you're new to the stream and you already get it, brother. I love it. Thanks for being here. Oh my God. What do I have to do for you to cover my film where people die in crazy ways inspired by Final Destination and The Monkey when it's out? Let me know about it. Send me an email, bro. Email is just killjoyjake1@gmail.com. Send it my way. I'll check it out. We've had a few people send me some short films in the past, and I have been very thankful to watch them. I thought they were really fun. Really cool stuff. Mastermind Killer, thank you for the $2, my friend. Saying, where and when is the next horror con in Ohio? We just had one in Cleveland, and I missed it. I couldn't make it because I was moving and just, money's tight, obviously. But yeah, we oh my God, what was it? It was like, I think it was something honestly just called like Cleveland Horror Convention, but that just happened recently. I was at GullGotha a few weeks ago, and didn't see a whole lot of friends out there. I'm just saying. Said that I would be there, and not a whole lot happening, but it's okay. But next horror convention, I'm probably gonna get out to. I don't know. I'm just not 100% sure yet. But hopefully something. Hopefully I can make it out to something sometime soon. I really want to go to HHN. That nothing would make me happier than to go to HHN this year. But I don't know if it's in the cards. That's a pricey ticket. Let me tell you. Barbie better be a 4K steelbook. You know what? I need to own the actual Barbie, like the live action Barbie movie. I thought that was great. Again, not horror, but I enjoyed that quite a bit. I had a really good time with that. I did the Barbenheimer thing, but out of order. I saw Oppenheimer first and then Barbie. That was a weird experience because Oppenheimer ends with a nuclear explosion, and then Barbie opens kind of with a nuclear explosion too. So it's almost like we picked up right where we left off. We were like, wait, we actually saw this the right way, not Barbie then I think we did this in order. We did that right. Barbenheimer was fun though. Really good stuff there. You joined the Discord, Craig? Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you for that. You're also saying, last question, is there a slight chance you could react to it, or am I going to have to wait till A24 picks me up? If A24 picks you up, I will do a whole ass video on it. I promise. I'm a big A24 fan. But send it my way, Craig. We'll check it out. We'll see what's up. I love the confidence from you, Craig. Can I say that? Like, I love the confidence. Like, A24 is gonna pick it up. That's the mentality you gotta have when you're making movies. So keep rocking, brother. I love that. Wes Carpenter Flicks is saying Barbie. I read that already. Hi, Wes Carpenter Flicks. I read your chat already, but thanks for being here. Riley Rage is saying Steven Seagal, the ultimate gobbler. Wait, is he playing the gobbler? Oh, hold up. Hold up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing. I'm joking. Picky Piggy is saying, I hope we get more Poppy Playtime chapters. Dude, we better. Chapter 4 ended on a cliffhanger. If we don't get some sort of continuation to that, I'm going to be upset. That was an awesome cliffhanger, by the way. Like, that story's getting so good. How's the food looking? Okay, I'll get off stream soon so we can eat some pot roast. Madison's hungry, everybody. Samantha Robinson is saying, Jake, did you see my last chat? I might have missed it. I'm gonna look though. I'm a search. I'm gonna go hunting. You're working on a Black Phone style story where a teenager escapes an abusive step parent only to fall into the hands of a kidnapper. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. So it's like they don't really have anybody to call. They don't have any help right? That's kind of the idea. That's interesting to me. I like that setup. Let me know how that goes. Let me know. That's awesome. Craig has given us an update here on his story too, saying, you're going to have to wait. It's not even being written yet. I'm only writing it now while on this live. Also, the film is going to try to be crazier than the monkey, so be prepared. Dude, just get out there and do it. So many people will tell you, oh, wait until you can afford a red camera or some bullshit. Dude, fuck that. Write a script, shoot it with your phone, get your buddies some food, make a movie. Just do it. Like, just make it happen. So that's the best advice I could tell you. So many people will tell you to, just wait and learn more or something. But people learn from experience, man. Just make movies, make it and have fun doing it. So write a script. And when you're ready, when you're ready to shoot it, get it together, make it happen. Mastermind Killer throwing 5 out there saying there is Horror Hound Weekend happening in Cincinnati from September 12th to the 14th. Dude, that's one of my favorite horror cons. That was one of my first and also just one of my favorites. I had a blast hanging out in Horror Hound a few years ago. But dude, I would love to go to that if I could. We're just still figuring out things here at the apartment right now. But dude, if I can make it to that, I will absolutely try. Because I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it to HHN. It's down in Florida. Tickets are crazy pricey. But maybe a day at Horror Hound, I could maybe afford something like that. That wouldn't be too bad. Maybe Saturday at Horror Hound. That'd be kind of fun to walk around. Another thing about Horror Hound that I love is they always have like a local brewery actually make beers for the con, which is awesome. And it's like, I don't know, me personally, I don't drink too much anymore these days, but every now and then I like a nice ice cold beer, why the hell not? And Horror Hound, man, they have a killer clown beer that they make sometimes. And if you guys have been there, it's banging. It's awesome. So I would love to go to Horror Hound Weekend again. It was a very fun time, great location. They always have a good, group of people that come out too, which is awesome. So if you guys haven't been out there, that's one I highly recommend. One of the better cons I think out there that I've been to at least. Wes Carpenter Flicks, thanks for the $2, man. Saying Madison, just come eat. This is family time. Just I'll just eat on camera. We'll just turn this into a mukbang. Why not? Fuck it. Be a good time. You guys can see how awesome this pot roast is about to be. A Krenich is throwing 2 out there too, saying Life of Chuck is on digital now. I might have to pick that one up actually. That might be one I blind buy. Dude, anything Mike Flanagan makes is great. I know that. I know that for a fact. I've never been disappointed by a Mike Flanagan film. I remember one time we were watching this movie on Netflix. Oh my God, what was the name of it? I can't remember, but we were just watching it. Like Madison was like, "Oh, there's a really good horror movie on Netflix you got to watch." And it was like this. It's about this kid and like when he goes to sleep, his dreams like. Before I Wake, thank you. And I didn't know who directed it. Like I remember being like, "Oh, who directed this movie?" And then we get towards the end of it, and fucking Mike Flanagan is the doctor in this movie, and I'm like, "That's who directed it, and that's why this is so good." So I like. Anytime I see something of his, even if I don't know it's him, I know it's gonna be great. So no, A Krenich, I'm not gonna lie, that's one that I would just like blind buy and like on physical, and totally just watch. So he's a director that has never disappointed. And I see someone putting Hush. Yes, Hush just got a steelbook, by the way. So if you guys want to pick up that movie, totally worth it. Hush is like a 10 out of 10, dude. Okay, maybe not a 10 out of 10, but it's a really good movie. Hush is excellent. Like one of the most underrated slashers, I think, of the last 10 years or so. Mastermind Killer saying, if I'll go to Horror Hound if you do, I will keep you updated. I'll keep you updated, my friend. If I go to Horror Hound, I will absolutely let you know. Well, it might just be for a day, maybe like a Saturday. I could totally do that. Ty Lee, thank you so much, man. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for the $5 too. You guys got us to our goal, like right at the end here. I appreciate that. And Mastermind Killer is saying, dance now, monkey. That's what you're saying to me. I get it. Okay, there you go. You got the little dance. You got, and I promised this earlier. We're gonna do it again. All right, Madison, you might want to witness this. I'm making the basket.
Really?
I'm making it. I'm making it this time. I'm empty bag, trash cans right there. If you can't see it, I'm making it this time. You watch me, everybody. I'm loading it up with my sweat right now. Isn't that hot? Okay, here we go. No way! No way! Let's go. Whoa! I really didn't think I was gonna make it. I'm just stunned. Sorry, I have no words for that. That was amazing. I thought I was just gonna totally lose. Totally failed that. But little did you know, I'm a basketball god. Oh my god, that's so funny. I really did not think that would didn't think that would happen. That's really funny. Rock on. Good stuff. Anyways. A few more chats I think hold. Yeah, you can't really top that. I mean, come on now. That was amazing. I'm watching the replay right now. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at that. I lost my mind. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to it. Picky Piggy is saying Silent Night 2012 is a really underrated slasher movie. Dude, yes, I like that one quite a bit. Stephen C. Miller has put out some really fun movies within the last like 10, 15 years or so. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's got a lot of really good stuff. I really enjoyed his Werewolves movie from last year. That was really fun. If you haven't seen that, Picky Piggy, same director. It's a werewolf movie that's kind of like in the same style of The Purge. It's almost got like a similar vibe to it, but with werewolves. So if you like the Purge movies, and if you want to see werewolves injected into them, check out that movie. It's just called Werewolves. Really good movie. Flip a bottle. Let's see if your luck ran out. That's so fun. Do we have a bottle? No. Madison says no. We do not have a bottle. Maybe I'll just flip this glass and it'll land perfectly. You think that's a good idea? No. Our new glasses we just bought. I'm getting ridiculed on this stream, guys. Oh my god, brutal. So I'll shut up. You're right. I won't flip it. That's a bad idea. Bon, I'm so sorry. I can't do that. I'll get in a lot of trouble. Erica, yes, thank you so much. Hit the super chat goal. We love that. Thank you guys a bunch. Really means a lot. Keeps the lights on here at the Killjoy Jake apartment. Craig recorded that. You're gonna send it to me on Discord, Craig. That's really funny. I absolutely want that clip. That wood chipper kill was disturbing. Yes, I loved that. I just watched Evil Dead Rise the night before we moved into this apartment. It's a Evil Dead movie that takes place in an apartment building. So like, what better way to do that? Also a great wood chipper kill in that movie. Let me tell you. How did they get a wood chipper into an apartment? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Mastermind Killer's got to go make dinner. All good, all good. No worries. I didn't dance with the pumpkin head. You're right. I'll do it next stream. I promise. All right, fellas. I gotta peace out. But I will be live again. When am I gonna be live? I don't remember. Wednesday we'll be live again. Hopefully we'll be live Friday as well. We're back to kind of normal, sort of here, I guess. Maybe you'll learn what's in the closet at some point. Wes Carpenter flicks, but not today. You'll never know how many bodies I have in there. No, I'm kidding. Joking. This is a horror stream. All things are satire and jokes. I meant nothing of what I said in the stream. But guys, again, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be live again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a new video too. Who knows? And we'll see you guys later. Peace out.